So today I'll be teaching you guys how to solo queue to diamond to platinum and just how to solo queue in general. I feel like this season is a lot harder than like previous seasons to solo queue in this game, mostly because of the addition of Seer. He's an extremely broken character right now, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna get a nerf soon, but as of like right now, like when I'm posting this video, that character right now is busted. My most important tip is communication. Communication goes a long way in video games. Like, your teammates don't have to be like gods or anything. If all three of you are communicating and doing the same thing, you're gonna end up with a better experience overall. When no one's talking, it's harder to like recognize what your teammates are gonna do, or when you're gonna disengage, stuff like that. And even when you're the only one talking, it's better than having no one talk at all. And there are gonna be times where your teammates are just not gonna listen to you, and that's okay, because like it'll happen. It'll always happen. Teammates are just gonna like think, oh, whatever, I don't care about what this guy says, I'm gonna do my own thing, and you'll just have to deal with those teammates. But the good thing is they won't happen every single game. But just know the most important thing about ranked solo queue is communicating with your teammates. And if you don't do it, you're just going to have a harder time winning gunfights and just winning games in general. My next tip is to avoid tilt queuing as much as possible. Now what this means is just do not queue up as soon as you lost like 2 games in a row, let's say. Like 2 or 3 games, your teammates hot dropped and you died off spawn. Because then you're going to have a really bad mentality for the next game. And you're probably going to end up costing the game for your teammates. So what I suggest you do is like go into pubs, play arena, just take a break from the game and then come back to it later. This is a really good strategy that I've used for a really long time in pretty much every single game I've played. And it's been really effective. I don't really lose that much RP in a day. Just make sure you have a positive mindset before, during, and after your games. Because sometimes you could be the best player in the world, but your mentality can hold you back. And that's something I struggle with as well, and I'm trying to work on it. But once you master the mindset, you'll be golden from there. The third tip I have for you guys is to make sure you're fighting with your team and be able to analyze situations such as, oh, we're going to fight this team. If I'm Octane, I'm going to place a pad behind us just in case the fight takes too long or we get overwhelmed and we have to back out. Sometimes what randoms like to do is to just like fight a team by themselves. They literally won't even say anything and just like start like shooting at people. Now, if you believe the fight is not smart, all of you have like 0 shield and the fight looks unwinnable, you just try to tell your teammate to back up. If he doesn't, then at that point, just fight the fight. It's something that happens pretty much on a daily basis, but like a 3v3 is better than a 2v3. Every situation is different. There's going to be a time where you're literally going to be in zone and your team is going to try to fight a team, and you would just have to leave them at that point or try to portal them out of there, pad them, something. But you just have to analyze situations, be smart, think 10 steps ahead, basically. This kind of leads into the next kind of like, tip, which is, where do I land? Right now, World's Edge is in rotation. Now, this is my favorite map for ranked. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't really like Olympus with ranked last split. I literally didn't play it at all. Now, my favorite spot to land on this map is Epicenter. What I usually do, no one usually lands there. It's probably like a team or two every once in a while. Now, if you were like running a 3-stack, I'd say land like Survey Camp, Lava Siphon, like a POI that has like usually like 1 or 2 teams landing there. So you can get like early KP, but since you're solo queuing, you want to play as safe as possible because you literally don't know who you're queuing up with. So I try to land Epicenter as much as possible because it's a really chill spot. You could buy third party Survey Camp, Fragment West, Fragment East, and that's how I usually get my KP from third party like Fragment West fights. When you're in the dropship, you want to make sure you're checking where people are landing. So once you like start rotating, you know, okay, like 3 teams landed on this side of the map. Oh, no teams landed on this side of the map. So you have to always think 10 steps ahead because you might get stuck in a really bad spot because you didn't realize, oh yeah, like 4 teams land on this side of the map. And you're going to be cornered from everywhere. Now, when you're solo queuing, your teammates are probably just going to be like, oh, I'm just going to play my main. They're not going to care about team comp. So the legends I really recommend using when you're running solo are Octane, Seer, Wraith, Revenant, or Lifeline or Gibby. This is my opinion, so if you have like a different like team comp that's better for you. So if you disagree, just ignore everything I just said. If it's working, it's working. But these are the legends I see myself succeeding the most when I'm solo queuing. But I will say the best team comp as of right now, I feel like, are Octane, Seer, and Revenant. This combo is pretty broken with Revtane and Scant at the same time. You could also throw a Gibby in there just for the bubble, but you are solo queuing, so just don't expect your teammates to like pick everything you want. Just focus on yourself. These are recommendations, so just take it with a grain of salt. If you're more comfortable playing Watson, by all means, go play Watson. Just know that Octane, Seer, and 1-Out are way more viable in this meta right now. Now, my next tip is if you feel like you're not up to par with the players you're facing, like you feel like, oh my god, I died again. Oh my god, I'm missing all my shots. Oh my god, what the hell is that? I really recommend for you to play some arenas or pubs. Some people just hop in and ranked and just expect to know anything and everything about the game. But sometimes you're just going to reach a ceiling that's just not going to be able to be uncapped unless you just practice more. And sometimes bad practice is just dying over and over again because you keep queuing up in ranked instead of learning how to play the game. It's basically shooting threes without knowing how to shoot a basketball. I feel like arena personally has helped me a lot. I've played like thousands of arena matches. It's extremely helpful. It's a really good game mode and I've pretty much learned a lot just from it. How to control weapons, all the different weapons actually. I've used like pretty much every single weapon in the game because of arena. Like I'm in Battle Royale like Devotion, this gun sucks. But in arena I used it and it's like, oh, this is a really good gun. So when I pick it up, I'm just like, okay, I might be able to use this gun. I use arena typically just to as a learning experience to like help me in Battle Royale. And it's extremely positive. Just don't get discouraged. Remember, practice makes perfect. And don't really worry about what gun you're going to be using, like what's the best gun, because in reality, like any gun can be like the best gun. Like your best gun could be the Flatline, Carbine, the Prowler, the EVA 8, the Volt, etc. I feel like Apex Legends is one of those games where it just doesn't have like a best weapon. It's just like a matter of the player itself more than the weapon. Because if I'm being honest, any gun can be a threat under the right hands. Personally, I just go with whatever I find. I usually run the Carbine, Flatline, Volt, any gun I said earlier. That's pretty much what I run. The only gun I don't see myself using that much is the Havoc, mostly because I usually don't have a turbocharger. Maybe if I pick up a turbocharger, I'll use the Havoc, but that's the main gun I don't use. I also don't use snipers, mostly because I'm not really the best sniper without the scope, and finding scopes is like a kind of annoying, if I'm being honest. That's why if I snipe, it's going to be the Kraber and the Kraber only. But in my opinion, there is literally no bad weapons in this game. Just a player that doesn't know how to use it. My last tip is just when to take fights and when to not take fights. I like to either fight off spawn or fight at the end game. If you don't have any kills by the time the first ring closes or there's 10 squads remaining, at that point I say just go for the win. Because by the time you get to like the last 5 teams, you're gonna end up getting KP anyway by fighting those teams. But what I really recommend is to fight off spawn, try to third party, and avoid fighting in the mid game. And always remember, play for the win, because winning is the most important thing. That's how you get the most KP. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe, like for more content, and enjoy the rest of the video. Come on. No. No fucking way. Stupid bitch.
You are the Apex champions.
Yes, dude. Nice job, man.